Hello everyone, welcome to the episode number 31 of Q&A series with Suresh GP. Today we are going to talk about an important topic of DevSecOps and what is the difference between DevOps and DevSecOps. Now if you look at the whole evolution, in 2009 the word DevOps was coined in the Velocity Conference. DevOps as a philosophy is focusing on bringing in the dev side of people, which means people who are involved in design, build, test, deploy, and then post deployment like operations, administrator, support teams, security teams to focus on a shared goal of balancing velocity and stability. Now, DevSecOps is a philosophy of bringing in the concept of security earlier as part of the lifecycle. Now, if you look at the primary goal of DevSecOps, then you would consider that the primary objective of DevSecOps is to deliver faster and ensure that we focus on safely distributed security decisions at speed and scale. So, when dev is releasing software, security is looking at being safer and ops are looking at restoring the service as sooner as possible. Now, one of the reasons why we look at DevSecOps as a very important part is if the defects are detected later in the life cycle, then it takes so much effort to fix it. And it has been historically proven that at least 50% of vulnerabilities and threats are detected after it goes live into production. So this causes a lot more impact to the business, and it is imperative that we start the journey with a security mindset. Now, as we start to look at DevSecOps, it's a shared responsibility integrated from end to end. So it's rather a mindset change that we bring all these people together for a particular purpose of thinking about application and infrastructure security from the beginning. It also means that you're automating some security gauge to keep the DevOps workflow from slowing down. As you would have seen, we talked about in the earlier episodes about continuous integration, continuous delivery, continuous deployment, but that is not without having security in place. So if we integrate security as part of every stages of life cycle, then probably we will land up in doing the right things in a right manner. So where do we start with DevSecOps? A good starting point is to understand how your DevOps is set up in terms of culture change, in terms of metrics, in terms of the team structure, and are we building already a CI/CD pipeline? Now, one of the first things to look at is in your CI/CD pipeline or continuous integration and continuous delivery pipeline, what are the areas where we can start with security? And that is probably to start with secure coding practices within the developer aspects, and then probably bring in the appropriate level of static application security testing, dynamic application security testing, code scans, vulnerability and penetration testing, and ensure that security aspects are taken as an end-to-end value chain. So there is a significant focus today with organizations and enterprises to take advantage of DevSecOps practices. I hope that this episode was useful for you to understand the need for DevSecOps and what is the difference between DevOps and DevSecOps. So stay tuned. Please post your questions that you would like me to answer, and I look forward to seeing you in our next episode of Q&A series. Until then, thank you very much.